I got a free latte at my local coffee shop because, like they stamped it 10 times and everything. You asked for an achievement. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Let's do it. Let's roll.
You asked for an achievement. So listen, I went, so they got it stamped and I kept it in my wallet for like a while.
What it do, Social Current crew? Welcome to the podcast where we keep it current in the Coconut Club. My name is Yusef, aka Current Cheerleader, aka Yusef University.
I'm Walter Masterson, head of the IDF.
Stop. That's good.
My name is Walter Masterson. I'm with the Donald Trump campaign. Wait, which camera are we using here?
Any camera, you're good.
Okay.
Not my shot.
I'm going to give you some reasons why you should vote for Donald Trump.
Nice. Guys, we have an insider on the podcast today. One of my least favorite guests on the lineup.
My name is Walter Masterson. I'm with the Donald Trump campaign. Which camera? I can't tell. There's so many cameras. What's happening?
Speaking of Donald Trump, I heard that you recently went to a rally to expose virgins at the at the parade. Can you tell us about that?
So yeah, I brought the Donald Trump Bible. Okay, and I paid $72 for it, and that does not include shipping or handling. So, and I read it to members of the Trump's rally, attendees, and I read them parts on immigration, abortion, and this we're feeding the poor. It's Trump's Bible. They seem to not like Donald Trump's Bible. It's blasphemers, really.
And for viewers at home, you're probably thinking, I recognize Walter from somewhere. And yes, he was the co-star on 2001's Lie. Great movie.
Oh my God, LIE, yeah. I played the
really
sexual liaison to Brian Cox. You will remember him mostly as the patriarch in Succession.
Tell us, when did you get into political content?
I got into political content really during the pandemic. I was quarantined. I lived next to a hospital that had those modular morgues for all the overflow of the excess deaths. And I was quite incensed at being told by QAnon that those dead people near my house didn't exist. So I was like, okay, wow. I'm going to make it my life's mission to lampoon you and make your life difficult. I'm going to show up at your rallies. I'm going to show up at your conventions. And I'm going to be you. That's my villain origin story.
Wow, that's amazing. You know, when I was protesting outside of the DNC, I think I saw someone that looked really familiar to you.
Well, I was also at the DNC because George Soros paid me to go. You know what? I got to admit. Have your moment. You know what? I didn't. I was paid by Russia to do anti-Ukraine. Oh wait, no, that was Tim Pool. That was Tim Pool. Okay. I keep confusing myself with Tim Pool.
I think I saw that contract. It was for $20K. Or?
No, it's for like $400,000 a month. Wait, no, that's still Tim Pool. All right. No, but seriously, we were all paid by the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
I didn't care about a woman's access to reproductive care.
Why would you?
Before getting paid, I was like, and then they paid me, and then I was like, oh yeah, sure. I was like, oh, women bleeding out in the parking lot because they're being denied reproductive care in the hospital. Like, sure. Like, I didn't care about that. I was like, and the DNC had to pay me money for me to care, apparently. Yeah. So if you see an influencer caring about that, they're being, it's like, oh, you care about women dying in the parking lot of a hospital? You must be getting paid. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, obviously, it doesn't make sense for you to want to care for free.
Yeah, I was like, free market.
So stupid. On a semi-serious note, what motivates you to genuinely what motivates you to do this type of content? I mean, besides getting paid to do it and paid
Yeah.
to fake care.
Yeah, the hundreds of dollars in
Just
political
hundreds?
content creation, and the brands
The
that
tens of
flock, the brands that just feel like, oh my god, like you're so
Work with me,
polarizing.
work
Can I work with you? Like, yeah. So besides the money, that's
right.
yeah. I was always a fan of like the Borats, earlier Borats,
The
not recent Borat.
Borats.
Recent Borat, I'm like, dude, stop. Like, yeah. So Sacha Baron Cohen, if you're watching this, just change it up a little
We know
bit.
you are. Walter, we're having our fun. But in all seriousness, what's on the line for you and your loved ones this election?
Woo! Let me see.
I think that's a good sum of.
Yeah. Just this in all seriousness, a lot of people that live in blue states, or they think their zip code protects them, and I live in New York City. There are people that block Planned Parenthood with a police escort, like 20 to 30 police will escort them as they block and harass people seeking reproductive care at Planned Parenthood in the center of New York City. Moms for Liberty took over the largest school district in New York City. And these are things that happen in big, blue, liberal, progressive New York City. So, that's what's at stake for me. Is this
100%.
type of nasty, stochastic terrorism becoming normalized? This type of rhetoric becoming normalized?
That's huge, yeah.
And it not only normalized, but a winning issue at the polls. Like politicians going, you know what? I mean, I'd really love to win this next election. I haven't done enough stochastic terrorism. And, like I've been, these Haitians. I mean,
Save the dogs.
And also just this thing of like, aren't we just tired of like dealing with people with pretend problems?
Right.
Like every issue is just imaginary. And we all have to like contend with this imaginary issues. At least on the left, there's issues that like exist. We might disagree on them and have opinions. I mean, you're like, oh, I'm mad at the genocide, and I'm not gonna make that joke. Okay. I was gonna make it. All right.
I am mad at the genocide.
All right. So I don't know. I was like, I started that joke and I was like, where am I going with that? And I censored myself. This is what they're trying to do.
They're trying to censor.
The left is trying to censor us. To be a straight white man in this country. I was going to make a joke about the genocide currently happening in Gaza, and I censored myself.
In Palestine.
But I mean, what is Palestine really?
Oh no!
You
Oh no, guys! When this podcast drops, we will be canceled. The show will be canceled.
I prefer the biblical term.
And your girlfriend will break up with you.
What?
She'll get jealous after this podcast.
Just
His
from a
girlfriend's
pod-
actually, shout out to his girlfriend. She's actually a wonderful person. In our next segment, we're playing a very fun game with you, cancel or keep. So I'm going to bring up social trends, memes,
Okay,
movements,
cool. Yeah.
policies, and you tell me if you would cancel them or keep them.
Okay, yeah.
And I fear your answers will be the best.
Okay, yeah.
Folks who've done this with. Okay. Cancel or keep.
Trans people. Wait, I'm sorry.
Who said that?
Wait, what was
Who said that?
Wait, is that the wrong answer? Oh, it's multiple choice. Okay, damn it. All right. Okay, never mind. All right. I feel like you didn't really explain the rules of the games here.
It was completely my bad. There was a miscommunication. Amazing. Cancel or keep.
The IDF. APAC. Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're very close.
Well,
You're almost to the right
I keep
answer.
forgetting. All right, it's multiple choice. Sorry.
Right. You're almost there. Cancel or creep. Cancel or Walter. Cancel.
Yeah.
Cancel or keep Early voting.
Early voting. I mean, that's what Dominion wants, really. You know, it's like you call up Domino's Pizza and it's like they could have a pizza there in 30 minutes or less, or you don't pay.
That's
Well, I'm
exactly
sorry,
how
what are we
voting.
talking
It's
about?
exactly how voting.
Okay,
early voting works.
Oh no,
Yeah. Is the pizza here?
I mean, listen, not early voting's fine, but you have to have a voter ID. You have to have like a
Would you
citizenship
cancel
test.
early voting or keep it?
I mean, but just not for undocumented immigrants that just cross the border and they come across the border. The first thing they do after crossing the border, they outbid a white family for a house. They
Steal their jobs.
They steal their job and then they go and vote, apparently. And then, and they do it and they don't have money. But they do it in fentanyl. They're like, and it's like, oh, can I see your ID? And they just like pull out some fentanyl pills and stuff.
I think they've found traces of fentanyl on ballots this year. Isn't that?
And then they were like digital ballots too, so everyone was like even more confused. They're like, this is like a digital. How the fuck is that? How did that happen?
Cancel or keep affirmative action.
Oh God. Like talking about for
college.
Well, I mean, so here was the thing. I just had one of these liberal people tell me that affirmative action at the top of that law, it was actually for white women, and I was like, so it's kind of like, oh, this kind of changes things, because I thought it was.
Oh, now we keep it.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The law this entire time was for white women, because I was like, I just heard affirmative action, and I got really upset, and I was like, oh, black people getting things, oh. And then I was like, oh, white women, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I mean, sort of, and so that made me kind of split on the issue.
Yeah.
When they told me how the original people, the original white men made it in the 60s. Didn't Nixon make affirmative action?
Nixon made affirmative action.
Can we fact check this? It was like, oh, Nixon created the EPA. Big woke Nixon.
Big woke Nixon.
He ran on a policy of universal health care. Richard Nixon, like, what happened? Lyndon Johnson. Okay.
Big woke Lyndon.
Big L.
Big L.
Yeah, so this is the thing. Martin Luther King made racism illegal. And then we elected Obama. And, yeah.
I'm scared to ask you the next one. Cancel or keep reparations for indigenous communities.
Reparations.
Big sigh. Closed captions.
Well, here's my thing. I thought about this, and I thought, you know what?
Tell me.
If we want to accelerate the race war, if we give reparations like tomorrow, we would have a reparations. We'd have reparations tomorrow, race war like literally the day after tomorrow.
That'd be cool, right?
And I'm like, why not just we're teetering on the edge already? Let's just start a race war.
Yeah, why not?
Like, let's just do it.
I say cancel reparations and keep race wars.
I mean, we can have both. We don't have to choose. We can have, they can have the reparations and a race war. It's fine. I mean, we're gonna listen. We're gonna have a race war. I wanted a class war. All of you wanted a race war.
Walter, because I am the host, all of Gen Z will be watching, and if you had one thing to tell Gen Z about being politically engaged in this election and elections to come, what would you tell them?
Okay, so listen, voting doesn't really do anything. That's why the biggest corporations and the billionaires don't give any money towards political candidates at all.
Would never.
At all.
Would never.
They kind of just figured it out. They were like, what impact does it have?
Right.
I mean, you can look this up. They have given nothing towards political candidates at all. Republicans, that's why Republicans are like, oh yeah, black people, let's make sure more of them vote and keep the polling locations open 24/7 on election day.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Otherwise, if voting mattered, they wouldn't, they'd have one polling place inside of a black rural area.
Which they don't.
And stuff like that. And you know what I mean? Because then, if you see you get what I'm saying. So yeah, so this is like, if you look at this, it's why voting really doesn't like do anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know.
Walter, you've been great.
right.
Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me just in the bathroom of a Taco Bell at 2 a.m. You know, just really just methed out. You know, just coming down off of like a 3-day meth bender.
Right.
Oh wait, were you talking about my YouTube channel? It's
Oh, yeah,
Walter
yeah,
Masterson.
that-
Yeah, you can edit out the other part. Yeah.
Stay tuned for more current news, current guests, and current topics. Make sure to subscribe for the next episode and stay current. Thank you.
Clock that coconut club.
Bang.